It's been great.
So let me ask you a question.
No.
Don't do that. Speaking of current events,
Yeah.
how do you feel far deep into
Mm-hmm.
the Sean Diddy stuff? Because we don't have that kind of time, first of all. Um, but how do you feel about just the state right now of hip hop? Do you feel like all these exposés is a really good cleansing for the genre, or do you feel like this is the beginning of?
It's absolutely a great time for justice to be served for all the voiceless victims that have been affected in the music culture period. I feel like whenever there is a big tower moment,
Yeah.
it always brings apart like the uh, purging and a cleansing. It's allowing people to now come forward
Right.
in other scenarios, and I feel like it's going to create a standard among music professionals that we didn't have before, that should have been put in place from the beginning of,
Right.
you know, the music industry. So I feel like it's a great time for a cleanse, to be honest. It's triggering for everyone.
Yeah.
It's triggering for everyone. But I'm just glad that with truth comes healing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see the people who were afraid to speak now really shine in their truth and their creativity, and really start to make a mark on the world without being labeled from their like circumstance.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, once we close certain doors and certain chapters, we'll now have a clean slate to allow creativity to thrive, which is, I just feel like it's time for a new beginning of integrity and people who have good intentions for the good of music and the good of creativity.
Right.
And I feel like we've had people at the top for too long that never had good intentions for the art and for art's sake. So it's time for a change, and it's time for the artists who are passionate and grew up in a space where there wasn't a choice. That's all they know is their creativity. I was so, although there's a lot of controversy about like Buju's interview, there was a lot of like beautiful parts of it that talks about like,
Yeah.
this is something given to him where he believes is from God, which is, I feel, is so true about a lot of creatives. So it's nice to see the people who just love it to just talk about their truth and the lessons that they learned and the people that inspired them. Like that aspect of storytelling that comes from like truth and like pure creativity and inspiration. Like I feel like those are going to be the stories that carry on past generations and create longevity for years to come. You know, we miss that, just like that. Musicians who studied, musicians who learned from icons.
Last 10 years about
Mm-hmm.
how the music industry has changed, and there were times where you wanted to throw yourself into it. There were times where you're like, this is ghetto, and I don't want no parts. So, piggybacking off what you said about, emerging space for creatives, do you feel like the industry is in a place now where you can really come out and show everyone who you are?
Yeah, but I feel like I've done the work, and I feel like I've had such a loving, grounding support system that a lot of people didn't get to have.
Mm.
I have a lot of friends who are been in the limelight, who've done backgrounds, work in production, and they've seen younger artists have a start and lack that longevity because they're not grounded, and they haven't had enough time to find their own identity, to express who they are in their identity. And I feel like now that I've had so many chapters and so many lessons in different realms of entertainment, being signed to for so long
Mm-hmm.
was unspeakable. Like I've talked to other models that said like, to be signed to them for more than 2 years is insane. I was signed for almost 10. So as a plus model, as a brown skinned black girl, and there wasn't that many black girls on the board.
Yeah.
And to be on there for my entire 20s into my 30s was unheard of. So like I've done the work in so many ways and in so many avenues. It's just like the people who want to feel me will feel me, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be lit, and there's no one that can control that anymore, because it's like the art has now spoken for itself because I am absolutely a girl's girl. I'm absolutely a Jamaican girl from New York. Like I am fiercely like it's, I can't hide that. And I feel like as I grew up, I was so inspired by like Ashanti and like all the Mary J and
Yeah.
all the New York girlies that represented us so well. And I feel like going to school for music and learning like the era of Motowns and like learning about like from like generations of
Right.
like decades of beautiful black music. So us growing up in the age of like 90s hip hop and R&B, we have so much that we still
Yeah.
hold on to. Like you still giving a little Mary J with that coat too.
I see
Okay.
my boots.
Okay. I
I
still
just
feel
see
a
my
little
Mary
Tony
boots.
Braxton in this dress. Okay. And what is one of my teachers told me something that's so important is like we stand on the shoulders of icons.
Yes.
So we have to pay it forward and pay homage in that way. Like, how do I show respect to the people that inspired me? I can't put out no bullshit.
Let's not put that outside.
Yeah. Prince used to laugh at people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be, you have to have that type of respect for the art in that way.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like people respect me as a creative because I've been doing this since I was 12.
Better talk your shit.
Okay. I've been in the labels when I was 15 and they said I was too fat, but I could sing. You know what I mean? I was in real weird predatory situations at 15 years old. But then again, being a Jamaican girl raised in a home that was filled with love, I didn't take none of that, oh, Tommy Mottola, Mariah Carey analogy conversation.
Yeah.
It was like, I will take my sneaker off and we can go crazy right now. And that situation got ugly because, like, just because you can sing and you're beautiful, absolutely not. Go lose some weight. So, like, I've been in so many situations where, like, I felt like my dreams were deterred, but, like, again, like, I'm just surrounded by so many people who are like, actually, shorty, like, you got something.